here we have all our pieces of greenware cleaned. I'm putting the last piece in the kiln. As you see, I have pieces, they're all touching, and the lighter pieces, I have some laid on top of other pieces so I can get as much in the kiln as I can. When you're firing greenware, it doesn't matter if the pieces are touching because they won't fuse together. Anything that you have that's got a pretty wide base on it or is flat, like this is a birdhouse planter underneath these other two pieces, you want to lay them flat to avoid warping as they heat. I have a shelf in here, so you can stack shelves so you can optimize the room in your kiln. This is a special shelf that's made just for ceramics. As you can see, it's real white, and that's because we have what's called Kiln Wash on there, and what that does is protect the surface in case any glaze would drip, that it will not mar the surface. You can just chip it off. This is a post. This is what you set the shelf on to make more room in your kiln. They come in different sizes. They're specially made for the kiln, and they do come in a triangle shape, but I prefer to use the square ones because they're a little more steady, especially if you have the occasion when you need to stack more than two shelves together. It gives you a little more stability, and it won't rock back and forth. These are cones. As you'll see, each one of them is identified with a different number going up. This is an 018 cone, which is used specifically for firing gold or decals. This one is the coolest of the the 5 cones that I have sitting here. It fires the kiln to a specific temperature, but this is the coolest. As the numbers decrease, that means that is a hotter firing. So an 03 cone would be hotter than an 06. I basically use 03 cones strictly for utility ware, which means cups, saucers, bowls, anything that would receive thermal shock when you're using it, because that makes the bisque very hard, and that keeps, like I said, that cuts way down on your thermal shock. What I usually fire my mixed loads to, which is what we're going to fire today, I will usually fire a mixed load at an 04 cone. That way it is still appropriate for using it for non-utility items that are being glazed, but it also keeps it soft enough where you can stain it with non-fired stains. And the 05, I usually, am I going to fire a load that is for stains only, I will fire to 05. And 06 is usually where I fire my glaze. I fire it to an 06. This is an 04 pyrometric cone. That's the technical name for them. Each cone is specifically made to bend at a certain temperature. And I'm going to put one in the kiln and show you exactly what I mean by bending. To fire the kiln, this is what governs when the kiln shuts off. It's a weight. There's a bar that runs through the kiln to the inside of the kiln where we're going to place the cone. What you do is lift this, hold the bar down, and then put your cone in the inside. Okay, here's the cone. What you do is you slide it in. It'll be hard to see, but you slide it in and rest it. There's 2 bars on the inside made of titanium. What you do is lay the rod on top and rest it on the 2 bars. Okay, I'm going to start the kiln. As you can see, my weight's up. The timer, it has an automatic. What the timer is for is an override in the event that something should fall over and prevent the rod from dropping and the weight from dropping. This timer is an override. It will shut your kiln off whether it's fired to maturity or not. You usually should set it for at least approximately 1 hour longer than it normally takes to fire, because it'll take different times to fire according to how many pieces you have in the kiln. This is not a digital, but it is an automatic. So in order to start the kiln, all you have to do is push your plunger in, and this is an automatic, and it'll run its cycle by itself. All I have to do is start it. Okay, what I'm showing you here is a spent pyrometric cone. As you see, it's got a nice bend in it. What that means is the kiln has fired to its maturity, and that's the way it should look if the kiln is working properly. It shouldn't be folded in two. It should have a nice bend to it. That means that your kiln has fired successfully and your bisque is mature.